So, dear students, myself, Dr. Harish Kumar, on the behalf of the School of Media and Communication Studies, I'm welcoming you all in this process of virtual learning. And I'm hopeful the learning process will be very fruitful today. Because today we are going to discuss about different models of communication, and we are just going to discuss about the concept of model. And in this particular manner, you will be getting some information about what is model of communication. So, dear students, let us know about objective behind this particular lecture. After this lecture, you are supposed to get some valuable information about models of communication. Apart from it, in this manner, it will be broaden your horizon and knowledge towards communication world. And if you are going to use communication as a tool, so thereafter you will just try to use different kinds of elements which are going to make your communication more prompt, more accurate in nature. Apart from it, as you are aware that communication is basically playing a major role in this world because we call it information based society or communication based society. So this particular lecture will be very fruitful for you because it is going to describe different types of models, and these models will just provide a base for further study. So students, let us know what is model of communication. The first question comes in our mind: what is model of communication? Everyone is having a particular model. You are having a role model, and apart from it, different products are having a particular model that you see. So actually models are also used as one of the important source to understand about the communication world. So communication world is actually a kind of world which is very complex in nature. So different renowned artists, different renowned researchers, they just try to develop their own strategy on the basis of different kinds of research. And they just try to understand how communication takes place. So in this particular manner, models helps us to understand about communication world. So you can say that communication models are a blueprint or architecture of communication world. So when just you are going to build a particular kind of building, before building, making a building, you are going to decide about the architecture. So in the same manner, in communication world, if you want to understand how communication takes place, what is the role of communication, how you can improve the effectiveness of communication. So these models are very helpful for us because models provide us a kind of insight about communication world. Apart from it, model helps us to understand about the communication world. So in this communication world, we are rich if we are having credible information, if we are having authentic information. So in the same manner, if we are able to know how we have to use communication as a tool of development, as a tool of developing relations, as a tool of just transmitting the masses in a proper manner. So we can say that these models of communication are very helpful for us, and you'll find that apart from it, one particular model is going to provide a base for another model. It doesn't mean that one model is a kind of final model of communication because of technological change, because of societal change, because of cultural change. The world of communication is also being changing very rapidly. So it helps us whenever we are going through different kinds of model, we are going to get some insight. And after it, we are also going to use our brain. We are also going to make our own effort. After proper research, we might be developing another model of communication. So that is why these models are very helpful for us. And apart from it, you'll find that communication models helps us to increase the effective way of presenting the things. Or we can say that after going through different kinds of model, you are able to know how we can make our communication more effective in manner. But we should not forget that different models work developed at a particular time of frame or a particular time. So that is why you'll find that that model was more accurate, more authentic at a particular moment of time. But because of the technological change, because of societal change, the flavor of model also changed. So we have to be, take all these things in our own approach. And whenever we are getting a chance, then we have to refer different models in this regard. And we have to put our own effort in this regard, and we have to analyze the elements, and thereafter we can develop our own model of communication. So I think that your concept of model is being clear. And as I told you earlier, that model provides us a kind of insight about this communication world. So let us discuss a few things about different types of model. We are having different types of model, and these models were developed at a particular time. And after a kind of development in technology, or after developing the society, we can have different kinds of models at the same time. So we are going to discuss with the linear model. So linear model of communication is a simple one-way communication model, because it is going to put more emphasis on sender. Sender is more important. Right now, I'm working like a sender. So according to this model, I am more prominent, I am more important, because I am the sender. I am sending the message, and you are just like a passive adopter of the message. So according to this particular linear model, feedback is missing. There is no feedback. The only task that a receiver does here is to receive the message. Actually, at a different time stage, you'll find different models in this regard was developed, like Heroldi Lossless model, Aristotle's model, which was just trying to just put emphasis on the concept of speaker, and speaker was more important in this regard. But if you just just compare the things, right now you are also having capability to give your own feedback, because each and every kind of feedback is going to improve the effectiveness of communication. So that's why if there is no feedback, then there would not be any chance to improve our own communication mechanism. Apart from it, we will not be able to know what the audience wants. One more thing, as far as feedback is concerned, feedback provides us one of the most important elements that we can learn from others also. It doesn't mean that what I'm saying today is 100% correct or the kind of thing. I'm, I can also correct myself. I can also improve the things if I'm getting proper feedback. If I'm not getting feedback, it means that there would not be any possibility to improve my communication. So that's why linear models were just like earlier models, and these models were developed when uh, technological penetration was not more, new media was not there, and it was developed when we used to think that only speaker is important, the audience are not important. But this model is not fully applicable in current scenario, because right now we are having a lot of technological advantage, and after using different kinds of technology, we can also provide some feedback, some response. So let us discuss about another kind of model of communication, and this kind of model is related with transitional model of communication. In transitional model, senders and receivers both are known as communicators, and both play equally important role in communication, because I'm also having freedom. I'm also being empowered to speak something, and you are also empowered in the process of communication. We are having equal opportunity. So you can correct myself, You can rectify the things. If you are having any doubt, you can raise questions. If you feel that anything is missing, then you can also intervene in between. So according to this particular model, in transactional model, you'll find that a particular person is working like a sender and receiver both. At one particular time, I'm working like a sender. On the other hand, I'm also working like a receiver. Whenever you are saying something, at that moment, I'm the receiver. And when I'm saying something, at that moment, you are the receiver. So both of us are playing actually different kinds of role at the same time. And it makes, communication world more dynamic in nature, because communication is a kind of continuous process. It's dynamic in nature. It's not static. Communication keeps on changing, and apart from it, you'll find that we are going to perform different kinds of duties at the same time. So whenever you are going to communicate, it doesn't mean you are going to communicate only through your words. Sometimes it happens that the receivers are not just telling anything. They are having a particular kind of facial expression. So on the basis of facial expression, on the basis of body posture, we are able to understand, we are able to get some feedback or response. And accordingly, we are going to rectify the things. Suppose on the basis of your facial expression, I'm able to know, okay, that you did not understand the things. Or sometimes it happens that you're nodding your head, and it is showing that you are accepting the things. Sometimes what happens that you are going to see the face of a particular person, and on the basis of that particular thing, you are able to know that that particular person is angry. Sometimes you are cutting a joke, but nobody is going to smile, and on the basis of it, you understand, okay, my joke was worthless. Sometimes what happens that only you are cutting jokes and only you are laughing. So in the process of communication, you'll find that the role of each and every person is very important. It doesn't mean, as I told you earlier, that communication should be only through word, but according to transactional model, if any particular person is silent, so silence is also going to create some meaning. Why that particular person is silent? Either that particular person did not understand the thing, or that particular person is hesitating. That's why that particular person is not going to communicate something. So we should have a kind of capability to evaluate uh, the respondent. And there are different kinds of non-verbal elements, as I discussed you earlier, like body posture. Apart from gestures, sometimes we are not saying anything, but we are going to show a particular kind of thing. Sometimes you are making a particular kind of mark or symbol, and on the basis of we are going to communicate something. Many times it happens that we don't say like that, you stop. We are just going to make a particular symbol. So basically, in communication world, you will find that transitional models are very important for us, because it is going to put emphasis on the concept of feedback, and feedback, especially the kind of feedback that we are going to get through silence also, or through non-verbal communication also. So according to this particular model, there were different kinds of renowned scholars, and these renowned scholars just discuss about the concept of transitional model. We can have, the model of helical model of communication, and the Baker's mosaic model are the example of this particular approach. So in this regard, there is another model also, and another model is related with interactive model. It is also being called as a convergence model of communication. So in the concept of convergence, we used to say that there are different kinds of things which are mixed together. Like you'll find that there are different kinds of convergence that we have. We are having cultural convergence, in which different kinds of cultures are mixed together. We are having technological convergence, in which we find that different kinds of technologies are being mixed together. So in the same manner, you'll find that These kinds of technological convergence have also changed the world of communication. We'll find that these technologies are more interactive in manner, and that's why it is going to provide us some valuable platform. And after using these kinds of platforms, we can also interact with the technology. So nowadays we are going to get some user-centric content, and we are going to interact with that particular thing. And artificial intelligence has made it possible for us to get some content that really we want. Sometimes you might be, surfing something, and at the same time you're also getting a message, I'm not a robot. So technology is also going to react, and technology is also going to convey something to you. So basically you'll find that as far as interactive model or convergence model is concerned, it is just similar to transaction model, as they are both two-way communication model. But interactive model is mostly used for new media like internet. Here, people can respond to any mass communication like videos, news, or views, anything. Right now, you are having the power to write something. You are having the power to express yourself without any restriction. You can also get some information. As in background, you are listening sound of mobile phone. So that particular sound also was going to convey us that there's a particular kind of call. So basically, through sound, through video, and through text, we are going to convey something, and on the basis of it, we are going to give our own feedback. You'll find that nowadays different websites are there, and these websites are just trying to provide a platform where you can make your own comment on any particular story. Twitter is full of reactions, and apart from it, on any social media you'll find the people are going to react on writing or any information. So basically nowadays what is happening that all the citizen are being privileged because of the new media, and they are having a particular platform where they can react, where they can interact with a particular technology, they can interact on a particular kind of information, they can interact with a person. So basically these models of communication are very important for us because this has changed the world of communication. So as far as this particular kind of model is concerned, you can take the example of Wilbur Schramm's interactive model of communication, which is going to discuss about the concept of interactivity in communication. So dear students, today we discuss about the concept of model of communication. And I told you that model is just like a blueprint, or at the same time, whenever you are going to build a building, at the same time you are going to get some architecture. So it is going to build the kind of masses, and for which we require a particular architecture. So communication world is a kind of world which requires proper research, and models are very helpful for us because one particular model is going to provide a base for another model, and these models were developed as at different time frame, and that's why these models were like linear model, interactive model, and convergence model that we have. So you'll find that if we are going to get some deep knowledge of models, then definitely we are going to improve our own communication skill, and it will also provide us some insight about the communication world. So dear students, after going through this particular exercise, my question is how technological innovations are affecting different models of communication. According to your own analytical power, you are supposed to put facts related with it. So dear students, if you want more information or you want to read books, you can go through the books mentioned here. Apart from it, you can have different videos also that you can get on YouTube. So dear students, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm hopeful our attempt of this particular virtual learning is being very fruitful for you. Still, if you're having any confusion or any doubt, you're most welcome. We are here to help you. So in this regard, my mobile number is 9910346674, on which you can call me on my office hour. Apart from it, you can also contact me on my email ID. My email ID is harish.kumar@galgotiasinsti.edu.in. So till then, I'm just signing off. We'll meet again. Till then, happy learning. Namaskar.